Hello, can everybody see me? Can you see me, Jessi? Okay, perfect. I don't know why it wasn't letting me turn on my video or my audio, but you're good. You can see me and hear me.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you the host right now.
Okay, perfect. Let me get my.
Okay, you should be the host now.
All right, let's see if I can share my screen. Desktop. Oh, thanks for bearing with us, y'all, for just a second. First time I've used Bella's computer, so I think I'm having to. Okay. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Ah, perfect. Okay. All right, let me go back to the beginning, giving you guys sneak peeks. Hey guys, okay, let me jump in. Is it noon? I'm sure it's noon. Oh, only 12:01. All right, y'all. I am so excited about our new systems and what we have in place here. Welcome to our first Team Revive Zoom of February. I'm super excited to talk about vision, to talk about my journey, to really just share where I've come from, where I plan to go. And it's going to set the trajectory for Team Revive this year. Who had the opportunity to go on the opportunity call last night? Did any of you guys hop on there? I know I saw Emma Sarah on there. Every Sunday night, Diamonds are putting together opportunity calls that are 15 to 20 minutes. 3 people share their stories. There's 3 giveaways, and they're casting vision for the opportunity of Plexus. So plugging potential people into those is huge. And then I myself texted Earn to that number that they gave us, and I'm excited to see what they put out for 6 days. So you can do that, do the daily tasks. You can't lose by jumping into those, and going silver over and over again is the name of the game. But here, let's just focus on this quote. It says, make your vision so clear that your fears become irrelevant. I think sometimes we think we have to have zero fear in order to go forward, but we can face everything and run. I love that acronym. We can face fear right away and go ahead and continue to run because we know we're called there. Without vision, people perish. We hear that all the time. If you've been around for a while, I want you to evaluate, like, do you feel like your dream of this business has been dying, or people on your team have been dying off? Let's focus right there and hone in on vision. Do you have a vision of why you're here? Do you have a vision of where you're going? Do you know why you're doing the things you're doing? Because unless you have a firm why, you're not going to get out of bed. You're not going to do the things you need to do for this business. Everything else in your life will take over. If you're a stay-at-home mom like me, or if you're in ministry, life can get really busy and everything can take over without even knowing it. And then the other thing is, if you're expecting others to do this business with you, you can't cast vision for other people unless you have vision for yourself. So make sure that you have a clear vision of why you're here. Get a vision board. Hopefully, by the end of this call, you are able to put together a vision. Maybe even before this call, you know why you're here and what your vision is and where you're going. Allow your imagination to soar. Think about where you want to be in a year. Think about what it will feel like when you walk across the stage and become an Emerald Ambassador. Think about what a six-figure income can do for your family. Think about a lifestyle bonus or a car or the things that you're able to get when you become a jewel. But maybe you just need a vision that you don't have to budget for the grocery store. You can get your nails done. There's no vision too small or too big, but you have to have one that keeps you going. And once you have your own vision, then you can cast it for others. Action will not come unless you have a vision. So get grounded in what your vision is. And this call is going to help you navigate what that can look like. That's the goal. Cast vision for yourself so you can cast it for others. You have to know where you're going so you can show others how to do that too. Okay, some of you guys have no idea who I am. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I am Morgan Johnson. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador, but I started just like all of you guys. I'm a mom of four. I'm in ministry. Initially, when I started, I only had 3 children. I was nursing a 2-month-old. So it was very important to me that it was safe, that my 3-month-old could nurse and I could take these supplements. So finding out they were plant-based and natural was a huge win for me. My husband and I were pastoring a church in Lakeland, Florida at the time, and we were extremely against network marketing. We had zero idea what network marketing was, but what we did know is we had saw it done yucky in the church, and we didn't like that. So we were like, that's not for us. And I thought I would just do ministry with my husband forever and ever and ever. But I was drawn to what Krista was doing. I was drawn to how she was sharing. And I knew that I was supposed to try the supplements. I started to realize I probably should be a little bit healthier for my family. And the only word I can use is I was drawn to the supplements. So I asked Krista, hey, I don't want anybody to know that I'm taking these supplements, but I do want to try them. And I have 2 friends who kind of talked me into it. So they want to try it too. So she talked me into joining what we called at that time wholesale. And I had 2 people order under me because I was a pastor's wife. I didn't have money. I needed extra income to pay for my supplements. So 2 of my best friends joined with me, took the supplements before I did. I was super skeptical. All I had done up until this point, health-wise, was taking a Flintstone vitamin and my prenatals when they told me to. So I was not your typical natural health person, but Krista was. She took the most expensive probiotics. She knew everything about all the oils. She healed everything naturally. So I trusted that and I just jumped in. I said, what do you want me to start with? I kicked my chocolate cravings. I fixed my bathroom habits. Within 2 weeks, I wasn't napping with my kids. My sciatic pain had gone away. My milk supply had gone up. And I realized, okay, there's something to these supplements. People need these supplements. And about 6 to 7 months later, Krista was going for Emerald, and I felt like I was supposed to help her. That's where my vision started for this business. I felt drawn to help Krista reach her goal. So there are all different types of people who will come into this business. Some people will be here to help you, and that's okay. Other people want to have fun. They want to see the black tie galas. They want to see convention. They want to see you on these trips, and they're like, hey, I need a little fun in my life. Network marketing might be the area I need to go into. Other people, they need to see that you're making real money. They don't feel like it's true. They want success. They want the ranks, and they're kind of driven in a different way. And then some people want to know that this works, that it's the best of the best, that the science behind it is proven. So everybody comes in for a different reason, and that's okay. We want to be able to cast vision for all of those people. So what does that mean? We have to be relational. We have to get to know these people. We have to know their need so we can meet their need. You can do this, okay? And then 2 years in, might have been 3 years in, let's see, 2017 to 2020, about 3 years in, we started hosting our own retreats. And this is really where my vision started to expand. I didn't realize why I was in network marketing, but I was liking the things I was winning. I was really loving the company. And every time I went to an event, it built my belief all the more. But then when COVID shut everything down and they stopped having corporate conventions and stuff started to open back up, but the events didn't, we decided they're having virtual events. We're going to have retreats centered around those events. And that's really where Team Revive blossomed. It's where our vision continues to grow. And it's the heartbeat of this team that we want to share more with you today. But I remember in January 2021, leaning up against a cabin door in Nashville, or it was Gatlinburg, and saying, this has been a divine setup all along. You really can partner marketplace with ministry, and we were seeing it in a huge way. And specifically Plexus, we're dealing with people's health. We have to get personal with people. They have to be vulnerable. They have to push past fears. A lot of times I was like, this is personal growth with a paycheck. My goodness, I might have been a pastor's wife, but breaking down fear of man and public speaking. And I was like the behind the scenes administrator for my husband that would do whatever his vision was. And the Lord was saying, no, you put me in a box. I have something bigger for you. And that is what I've experienced so far. So what is Plexus? Hopefully, if you're on this call, you know a little bit about what this is, but it's a wellness company. It's the original gut health company. So gut health is all the rage right now. So you're in the right place, but you do have to know that we started that. We started even the microbiome and the prebiotic. So we are ahead of science, and that's a good place to be. I always say Plexus is a big deal. That's how you can remember it focuses on three things: blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health. The goal is to get to the root of our issues, balance out our body, bring change that lasts. It's going to provide a natural solution to get to people's health goals and their needs. So it's not going to be a Band-Aid. It's not going to help somebody lose weight in 2 seconds and gain it right back, but it's going to partner with what God intended our body to do. It's not just for women because it's pink. I have so many people ask me, can I drink this too? And they're a man. I'm like, 100%. It is for everyone. I promise you. And blood sugar is everyone, but blood sugar is your master hormone. So we do see a lot of ladies stabilize and feel so much better. Why did I bring this up on a vision Zoom? Because you have to know your elevator speech. When you go into somewhere where they say, hey, why are you doing Plexus? What's Plexus all about? You have to know something short, sweet, and why you're doing that. But you don't have to know everything. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when they know that you're doing this because you care about them, it's going to go way farther. So if you guys can grab a hold of, hey, this focuses on blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health, you could just focus on gut health if you want to. And it gets to the root of your issues and balances out your body to bring change that lasts. We're asking people to make a commitment to their health. We did not get unhealthy overnight, so we're not going to get healthy overnight either. And we have to prepare people for that. We want you to get healthy the right way. And we are committed to seeing them be successful in their health. We're also committed to seeing people be successful in the business. Who can be successful? Everyone. I firmly believe that anyone and everyone could do this business. I don't care if you're 18 or if you're 70. I don't care if you're a male, a woman, what language you speak. If you are in a country that Plexus is in, I think that you can do this, but you have to be willing to work at it. Okay. You do not have to have a testimony already. So many people soar to the top without a testimony, and actually it's better to do so because you're going to grab people alongside. One of the biggest belief builders for me, because I knew nothing. I had barely a testimony. I rode on Krista's testimony for so long. I was like, what am I going to tell everybody, that I feel balanced and I poop every day? Like, that's not a gripping testimony. But Krista had a radical testimony, both in her finances and in her health. But not only that, I believed her and her testimony, but then the people I was sharing with were starting to have testimonies that were a range of things. Why? Because it was tied to inflammation or gut health or blood sugar balance. And so when my friend Teresa came to me and told me she was out of pain and could worship freely, my belief soared. When I had other people who were getting out of anxiety and all the things, and I have to be careful disclaiming that it's not curing, or we don't make any health medical claims. However, we have seen blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health change lives in radical ways. And when I said yes to the Lord, so you're like, how did you start doing this? I'm like, all right, Lord, if this is really you, I'll post once a day for a year and see where this thing goes. So I didn't have my own testimony, but I had a firm conviction that I was supposed to do this. And I stayed consistent for a whole year. So you don't have to be good at sales. That was my main objection. I'm like, I don't like to do sales. I'm not good at sales. And my husband debunked that one real quick. He said, it's not the sales, it's the people that, that bother you. It's your fear of what people think of you selling something will do. You don't have to be good at sales. You have a business for yourself, but you are not in this by yourself. There are so many leaders on this team that will help you do what you need to do. You don't have to be an extrovert. Krista Deary is not an extrovert at all. I am extroverted. I like to say I'm ambiverted, but I fuel with people. But there are so many introverts in Plexus, it's not even funny. You don't have to have a huge network. My network was bigger than most when I started. However, Krista did not have a large network, and I could go on and on and on with people who lived in like one stoplight communities. They didn't have a social media at all. And they built all of that. So they did not let any excuses hold them back whatsoever. What you do have to do is be willing to work, and you have to be willing to learn and grow and apply what you're learning. So, like I said, we're getting paid as we go. We're getting paid and getting a paycheck at the same time. You do have to be willing to push past your fears and see, like, if you're like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? No, push past those and say, even if those things happen, we're still going to do this because you have that why. You may feel underpaid in the beginning. That's okay. Work like a diamond and you'll be underpaid. But then when you're a diamond, you're going to be way overpaid. Okay. So you will receive residual income. Right now, I feel extremely overpaid. Okay. I'm a Sapphire ambassador. I make 6 figures. I get a Lexus payment every month. I get a trip to Hawaii every month. All of the incentives and things like that do not compare to the amount I work. And half the things I do that is work, I consider being a good Christian or a good friend or building relationships as things we should be doing anyways. And I'm getting paid to do that through network marketing. So it's okay. I want to just debunk that in your mind for a minute and say, if you feel like your paycheck doesn't match your work, if you're committed and doing the right things, it will catch up and it will far supersede the work that you're putting in. You can figure anything out. So if you work full time, you have too many kids, you don't know when you're going to do things, everything you can figure out, but you do have to have that grit to be able to work. You have to see how this works for your family, how this works for you, have goals, dedication, the courage to match those. And the most important thing that you have to have is a love for people, because we are in the people business and we get to share health and happiness with a whole lot of people. So what do we do? Kind of summarized, plug people into simple systems. Jessi and I and a couple of the other leaders have worked really hard to make this simple and to stay as consistent as we can. So not only are we having team Zooms, but we're going to have them as consistently as we can. Not only are we going to have opportunity events, but we're going to have a system they can plug right into. So the simpler you can make it, the better, and it's going to be better on you too, so everybody knows what's going on. You have to be doing income producing activity every single day. Don't waste your time on things that isn't going to move the needle in your business. What is going to move the needle in your business is sharing online and in person with everyone. If you're drinking your pink drink in person, people are going to ask you about it. The more you share the opportunity and the supplements, the more you're going to get it out there. Expect people to say no. It's okay. Remember, you're going to be told no a ton of times, and that is okay. But you're going to continue to do the same systems, and then you're going to reap results. We call it ATM, or add tag message. So we have an info page that we will continue to put testimonies on there, but it's chock full of testimonies. If you have your own testimony, feel free to write it up, put it on there, we'll approve it. But that info page is how I started. I posted once a day for a year. I added people to the info page. If they told me they had migraines, I would search migraines. I would tag them in a testimony that had migraines, and then I would ask them if they wanted to get started. Right now, Plexus has made it so easy for us that we don't even have to like choose the welcome pack for them. But I always say, when in doubt, go try Plex. Almost every single person, I would say 97% of Americans or people in general can have the triplex. So there are very few interactions as far as medications. It has 0 caffeine. I mean, I took the triplex when I was pregnant. So, and the X Factor vitamin, our supplements are plant-based. So when in doubt, go triplex, but you have a referral link that has a quiz on it. So you can literally send them the referral link with the quiz, and they're going to have a generated welcome pack that they can go ahead and grab a hold of. And that info page builds belief not only in you, but on their end. Okay. And so they might be struggling with things that they're not telling you. So they might have reached out to you because they want to lose weight, or it's like a catch thing. But I had a very best friend who was struggling with depression, and she wasn't herself, and she was feeling down. She felt like her hormones were out of whack. She had not told a soul, but she saw on that info page that these supplements could help her. She checked out a couple testimonies, and then she was like, hey, I'm like all in with this because something's wrong with me and I need you to help. So that info page is going to, and like, it also broadens what they think. So they might have seen you post about something and be like, hey, cool, this is going to help me with my migraines. But then they see that it helped with somebody's eczema or somebody to lose weight. So they're seeing other things that our supplements can do that will also keep them around longer. Happy customers typically turn into your best business builders. Once they order, plug them into Team Revive. Plugging people into this team is going to be a game changer. Do not shy back from that. I want to emphasize that because a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm going to wait to see if they like it, or they don't want to be on a team page. Do not decide that for them. If Krista had not put me on her Team Revive page, which at that time was called Deary Diamond Team, I wouldn't be here. The only reason that I am here is because she put me onto her team page as a wholesale customer. We will do things on that page periodically that is benefiting to somebody who's ordering. So for simply ordering, they get entered to win something, or sometimes we just have questions on there that are like, hey, it's Friday, let us know where you're from, or just a fun question to build community. And that page will build belief, and you never know when somebody is going to need this opportunity and they're going to be on that page ready to go. Like I said, she started talking about needing 10 more people to Emerald on her team page, and that's what drew me to the business. I'd been on that team page for 6 to 7 months and barely looked at it. So you do not know who's going to be on these team pages, and they're all of a sudden going to be like, I need this opportunity, or I've really liked these supplements for 7 months, might as well get paid for them, right? So plug people into Team Revive because people need community. People need community everywhere. So then the team chats. I always say team chats are last. The messenger thing is for those that are more committed, and we're better together. We are all about making an impact over an income. If you're so focused on the income, you're going to lose that impact. I loved Krista's post on Team Revive this morning. If you didn't see it, it pretty much summarizes these 3 points. So I was like, right on time, Krista. Good job. But we are all about the person over the points, souls over sales. If we focus on the right thing, the other things grow. I promise. I've barely focused on my points. I've barely focused on my income. I barely focus on making a sale, but I focus on getting people what they need, and the sales come. My points grow and the income grows as well. All right. How do we get paid? You got to know how we get paid, or at least that we do get paid and that you want to get paid in order to have a solid vision. So I wanted to go over a comp plan overview very emphasis on the overview, because there's a lot of different ways we get paid, and you can get paid very quickly. And so to be able to express this to other people is super important. But we get paid 8 different ways and 5 times a month. Every Friday, we get our bonus checks, and then we get paid once a month, which is our commissions and our rank up bonuses. You can get money in your bank as soon as next week. So the weeks go from Sunday to Saturday. After that Saturday ends, the following Friday is what you're getting paid for that week's work. You get commissions when people order from you, and now we get retention bonuses. So you get paid when people reorder from you. And these supplements are things that people need all the time. They need them all the time. So they should be reordering. So our goal is to help people onboard well, so they realize they get a testimony or they start to feel better and they're reordering. And then you get commission when people order from your people, hello network marketing and residual incoming. And then also when they reorder from your people. We get paid 7 levels deep. If you've been in network marketing previously, I ask that you continue to ask really good questions. Ask really good questions, because sometimes we come in with a previous experience, and that makes it difficult, because then you're thinking it might work this way or it might work this way. I need to do this. So ask a lot of questions. I have not been in a previous network marketing business, but I realize that when people come into that, they already have either objections or thoughts, or they're trying to build their businesses one way. And here it's very, very, very simple. And you don't have to worry about balancing legs or anything like that. Of course, you have to have outside legs. One person cannot come in and be a rock star recruiter and all of a sudden you're diamond. You do have to be doing work. But if you're putting these simple systems to work, you're going to succeed. Okay. We get rank up bonuses. I won't go into what all those are just for the sake of time. Incentive trips. Do you guys see pictures in front of my, like, can you see your faces or no? You can just see my PowerPoint.
We can see the PowerPoint in you. And if you slide it, you see everybody.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, because I couldn't see my pictures or my right side. So I'm like, hopefully they can't see this bar. The incentive trips. I have never, ever been so spoiled. Like, I think if the Lord were to call me on from Plexus, this would be the hardest part to leave, because the incentive trips are like nothing else. Plexus spoils us over and over and over again. I just put a few of the things that I could remember. San Diego was one of my absolute favorite trips, but they rented out an entire, like, I don't know, it was like a military airplane. It was ginormous. Our party was on the airplane. You got to see all these airplanes. It was by a beach. It was just like, San Diego is beautiful if you've never been there. It was like one of my favorite trips. They paid for everything. There was a shopping spree. We've earned so much cash. I've been to Hawaii once, Mexico once, and had, I think, 3 to 4 cash payouts during the COVID seasons. So like, even when we couldn't travel, they gave us cash. We're a debt-free company, which is amazing. And you get to form relationships with those of us that are online or on this Zoom call. It's like, when we get to these trips, you're really building community every time we try to do something special. Get together encounters are kind of what we're typically known for more. And yes, the trips are the best. Okay. Lifestyle or Lexus bonus. I actually love that they did this. We used to only be able to earn a Lexus. Now you have the option of a lifestyle bonus. So originally I took the lifestyle bonus for 3 years because I had a minivan, and that's what worked for my family for a long time. I have now gotten a Lexus and I absolutely love it. That's what the picture is there, and it works for my family now. But originally, when my babies were in too many car seats, I was like, I need my minivan. And then when you become a jewel, there's a jewel pool. We won't go into that part of the comp plan. But you guys are on a very special team. It's called Team Revive, and it is a beautiful group of hardworking men and women who are devoted to impacting people through the marketplace by helping others with their finances, health, and prayer. A huge thing that marks Team Revive is the prayer aspect, is the encounters. And we don't want to do this outside of the will of God. And we will always champion you guys in the grace that God has put on your life. But sometimes that's calling you higher, and it's saying, like, set aside those excuses and run hard. Let's really dig into personal growth and being vulnerable, and how can we do better, because we want to do everything as unto the Lord. And the people over points, all of that is Team Revive. Our retreats mark us. And Jessi and I are working currently on a retreat in August. So here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to save the first weekend of August, those dates, because Plexus is having a gold school in Atlanta. And so what you have to do to earn gold school is become a gold or develop a gold. Okay. So if you're already gold, your goal is to develop a gold. So that's help someone get 100 points. Okay. So that first weekend of August, in September, Plexus is putting on a training. They are always top notch. It's going to be amazing. And Jessi and I are going to find an Airbnb, and we'll give you all the details, but our retreat will be that weekend. So go ahead and mark your calendar. Another thing that marks Team Revive is we believe in blessing other people. If we are blessed, we feel like we are called to bless others. Jessi launched something for single mothers. So donating money every time you get paid into this fund, that at the end of the year, we're going to be able to help single mothers, but not just give them fish, teach them how to fish, right? And put an opportunity in their lap as well. If you're not sure what that is, check that out on Team Revive. I won't go into that. Want to be time specific. So what could this do for you? For me, my initial vision was, I just need to help Krista. I don't know what that looks like. And then once I started helping her and realizing the Lord wanted me to do this thing, it was like I could help one more mom. It wasn't finances initially for me. That wasn't what kept me going. My husband had a pastoral salary. We were doing just fine. I didn't have a bigger vision of finances, but then slowly, once I started earning trips, and I was like, I could get my nails done on a regular basis. And so I remember having a goal to go Ruby. And when I went Ruby, I wouldn't just get my nails done, but I would take my girls to get their nails done too. And we would get them ruby red. So there are so many different creative things that you can set your eyes on. Some of you guys are just like, I need regular gas money because gas is ridiculous, or I need to put groceries on the table. I want to put my kids in sports. I need $300 to pay for my supplements. Family vacations, or we have our kids in a private Christian school. These are things I've taken advantage of because of the extra income with Plexus, and not realizing everybody can't do this. And so it grew the farther that I got along. So initially it was just like, hey, I want to go on some special trips with my family and get my nails done and not worry about money. And then once I hit that, it was like, man, I really want to be able to bless people more. So my husband and I were able to give $10,000 to a pro-life organization in Lakeland before we moved. And then it grew, and we moved up here, and my husband felt a shift out of local ministry and our move. The amount that I was making in Plexus was the exact amount he was leaving as a pastor. And so it was like the Lord knew every step of the way. So take time to pray and ask the Lord what this could do for you. Get pictures just like these ones and put them up. I still to this day have a vision that gets me up every single day. Now it's going diamond. I feel like the Lord told me that that was part of my plan. And so I know that our team will become a diamond team, and I'm waiting on his timing, but doing my part, partnering with what he has already spoken. I want more jewels on the team, and I won't be satisfied without those jewels on the team. We want to be completely debt free. We want to continue to see ministry in the marketplace. We want to make an impact with the extra income that we're receiving, in however God lays that on our heart. So these are things that I have before me daily to continue to do those simple tasks that seem like, oh, is this even working? Yes, 7 years in, and I got a message a couple days ago from somebody I've been following up with for 4 years. So you never know when somebody's going to be like, all right, it's my time. But if you started and knew I'm going to become a jewel, you'd work hard. You wouldn't care whether it took you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, because you're going to make a crazy amount of income for very little work. And it's so, so worth it. So now we've been able to build our dream home. We paid for all of our renovations and additions cash free. We have a pool out back, and it helped us move to North Carolina and not have to worry about finances at all. So God knew exactly what the plan was. So lean into that. Lean into that. I do want to open it up just a minute for questions. I thought there was one more picture, but I can't see it. If anybody has any questions, I'll pull up the chat. Oh, there it is. All right. Now it's your turn to dream. Get to work. You can do this. I promise you. Does anybody have questions? Emma, Sarah, do I see you raising your hand?
Yes. So, oops, sorry about that. So, so I've already told you before, I've had MLM background. And so right now I just readjusted. I had a TV show group that was just for like when my TV show came out, but I just rebranded it to Mother Change Community. So I have 6 pillars that I'm doing in there, and one of them is going to be the fitness pillar. And so my goal is to bring in a guest speaker for each pillar. So is it possible to get people, whether it's you or other team members on, that would be like speaking on the fitness day about Plexus and kind of sharing that story, so that I can kind of interweave other people's stories into it as well? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like an event piece. I feel like the more that you do things like that, and it's unconventional, I love it. So if you just throw me some dates, I'm more than willing, and some people on our team might be too, so you can kind of filter in different voices. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And it'll be kind of like not interview style, but it'll be a conversation style. So rather than just having you do just a single Zoom, it would be me asking you questions about Plexus, so to be more conversational. So
yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
and then the other thing is that the event that's in Atlanta, did you say that it's an opportunity you get to choose to pay, or is it only if you get like the points to be able to go to Atlanta?
That's a great question. So it will be focused around those that go gold or develop a gold. So we'll get all the details on the team page soon.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Any other questions? Let me pass the host back to you if I can figure out how to do that. All right. If no one has any more questions, we'll go ahead and hop off so we can keep these short and sweet.
Quick question.
Yes. Hey.
Okay. Hey. Hi. I'm Mavis. I got 99 points last month. And so on the last day, right, I went in and I bought Bob something, or through Bob, through one of my downline, thinking I did 1 more point, and I got 0 more points with it. So that didn't work. So how can I go find out how to make points? Like, because I thought if you bought anything between $1.50, or there's no such thing, but between up to $50, you get at least 1 to 2 points. And I didn't get anything. So just trying to learn about the points.
Yeah, that's great. So we could even do a breakdown. We'll probably pop on live some with Team Revive with like the basic building of the business, or breaking down the comp plan more too. But for points specifically, just to answer your question, it's like, so his account probably had already reached 100 PV. Is that right?
Yes. Oh no.
So if it would have been a new account, you would have gotten points for that. Or somebody who had 0 PV and you bumped their PV up, or if they had 50 and they got to 100. But feel free, anytime that kind of stuff happens, shoot me a message and I can show you like, hey, you could do one of these 3 things and this is how you could get points. Yes.
Okay. Lesson learned. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, really quick, just want to say one thing on that, because Morgan, I thought that was super helpful, is so everything is about like hacking systems, right? And about like doing things more efficiently. And the more that you know the business and know basically how to do things here, the more successful you'll be. So I want to encourage you guys too, like when you have questions, always feel free to like reach out to your uplines, because we can help you, and most of us are accessible almost all the time. So there's always little tricks that you can do, little things. I know like people ordering through spouses and little things like that if you're close to a rank up. So there are things we can do to always make sure to help you so you don't like just miss out on a rank up or something like that. And then something too that's really helpful that I just want to encourage you guys with the start of February, especially if you're on my team, you know, I've been like harassing y'all about this already, but it's always good to hustle at the end of the month, but it's better to hustle in the beginning of the month. So I know that my team especially is notorious for signups the last week, and it's so good to do that. But then all of your subs are running the end of the month and y'all are stressing because you don't know where you're going to be landing. And so I just want to encourage you, like, don't get into the habit of procrastination, but really like start building a strong business to begin with in the beginning of the month. And so if there are things you can do to, you know, get people on board now, that's going to set you up for more success in the future. And so if there are things you need now, like let Morgan and I know, because we're doing all of these trainings, we're doing all of these retreats, all of these things for you and for your business to be successful. And so we want all of you guys to rank up. We want you to have easy systems to plug people into, easy trainings. So for example, like every month, we're going to have a vision training. And every month, they're going to be product training so that when you sign people up, you don't want to just get yourself on these calls, which is really good, but you want to make sure that you're like all you saw, I texted all of you guys today and I sent it on multiple messages if you're on my team. And I was like, make sure to be on this call, make sure to be on this call. So you now have to replicate that and do that for your level ones, what you see Morgan and I do for you guys. So anything that you see us do for you, you want to do for those that you're leading as well. So we're creating all of these trainings, all of these systems so that it's easy for you to become a jewel and easy for you to rank up. So I know that Morgan shared this and I think it's so important, but like, don't allow yourself to get into the mindset or the funk that I just want to encourage you, like, you are not a victim. You are so victorious, and God is going to give you creative strategies and creative solutions because this is a blessed team. Team Revive is favored by the Lord. And so don't allow yourself to believe the lies of the enemy. I know that the December and January was a slow month for a lot of people, and that's okay. There are slow months that happen, but don't allow yourself to get into this funk of like, oh, well, December and January were slow. Now I'm never going to be a jewel. No, that's foolish thinking. And I'm just so excited for all of us to get together in Vegas. And I also have a little sneak peek that I want to show you guys before we get off this, but I thought you guys would maybe be excited about this. But Morgan is working so hard to help our team become a team that has multiple jewels. And so I just want to make sure that we're always like honoring her effort and multiplying those things. But I am excited that behind the scenes, we are working on really fun new merch. And Team Revive is going to have really cute hoodies and cute t-shirts and all these fun things. We're going to have these fun hoodies that say, seek Jesus, get lots of sleep, and drink more pink drink. We're going to have all this fun stuff that's coming out so that when we show up to Vegas, it's like Team Revive shows up strong. And so I just want to encourage you, like all of you guys have people that have ordered with you, like get them involved in the team so that they can be a part of this thing that's bigger than just you. So that's the only thing I wanted to say, Morgan.
No, I love, love, love all of that. And Mavis, like when I went for senior gold, I didn't know the business either. So it's like, once you do something like that, you're like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. And I know how to teach other people. So when I was going for senior gold, I had 252 points. And then all of a sudden at the end of the month, so it was the end of the month, the last day, they went to 248. And I was like so confused. I had never had anything like jumble ever. And Krista was away at something. And so I didn't want to bother her, but I like messaged her and she was so sweet. And I found out later I had a return. I didn't know returns. Your points went down, but that's why we get paid in the middle of the month. And it's why you want a cushion too. So you don't just want like 100 points. You really want like 105 points just in case there's a return. I've had like 4 returns ever in 8 years. So that's a pretty good statistic. But I learned and I was like, oh, okay, well, I need more than 250. I want to have a little cushion to all of my rank ups. And so you learn from those mistakes. You're able to go forward from there. And also, as Jessi was talking, and even about December and January, what I keep like thinking is so funny is we have cycles of the business, and like Eric Worre is like, go all in for 90 days, right? Sprint 60 days. This business ebbs and flows in that. So it's like, okay, December, we were landing the plane. January, we were trying to take off the plane, but we're building momentum and now we have systems in place. And then I personally believe next month is going to be an explosive rank up month. Not that this month is not going to have some rank ups, but I think next month and April are going to explode. And then you're going to see some more building in the next month. And then you're going to see explosion again in September-ish. So it kind of goes in cycles. Give yourself 90 days of consistent all in action. And then it doesn't mean stop after 90 days, but reevaluate the vision. Get a really clear vision, get a really clear game plan, and do that faithfully for 90 days while talking to your upline and making sure that you're on the right track and it's working well, because you don't want to continue to do the same thing if it's not working well. But if you have a really good system in place and you go all in for 90 days, you're going to be successful. And we are super excited. So thanks so much for hopping on this Zoom.
Morgan, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Quick question. Is there, so I know, Jessi, you guys talked about kind of putting a library together. So like the recording of today's, I know sometimes we put it in the chat, but will it be like on Team Revive on the files page? So like that we can kind of, because it was an excellent call and I want to share it with some people. Like, is there going to be a place like all of these, like a library of the calls that we could send out, like on the vision or on the points and things like that?
Yes, great question. So I have talked to Krista about updating, because we have libraries, but they're very outdated, all the pin posts. So maybe Jessi, that's even something you and I can work on updating. But as far as like the call from last night and the call today, I'm going to put it in the comments of Jessi's February graphic that talks about what we're doing. So that graphic will have everything that we did this month in the comments.
Okay, awesome.
Also, Jess, something that we're working on, because, and like, again, we're trying to make everything as simple and easy as possible so that you guys can replicate. Something I'm working on just behind the scenes is like a simple splash page, like website that's not on Facebook, that has like all of our Team Revive stuff on it. Because I know for me, like a bunch of my Gen Z girls and like some younger girls are not even on Facebook. So I'm trying to create just a simple like splash website that will have all of our trainings, everything on there. So that also is in the works, where you can just share that website with people, and everything for Team Revive would be on one page.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys. You guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
It's a pleasure. Well, thank you guys so much. Next Monday night is going to be in the evening with Marielle and Christy at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And we will try. Do you guys like the noon Zooms? I mean, I'm assuming because you're on it, it's like we're going to stick with noon Zooms for a bit, and it works for Jessi and I best. And then we will put the recording on the team page and even incentivize the team to watch it. So I plan to go onto the team page and put a post up there that talks about vision boards and having people comment when they have their vision board and when they watch this Zoom. So we'll try to continue to incentivize, even if they can't hop on, that they do watch the call. And so we're excited about that too. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.